Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson have been, I think they've been sort of touring almost. They've been going to a bunch of different places and having conversations slash debates. They are on the opposite side, not necessarily opposite side of when it comes to religion, because Jordan Peterson doesn't really say that he believes in a God, but he's somebody who's super, stretchy and weird and just, changing the definitions of different words, and he purposely stays ambiguous so that you can't actually, mark him down on something, and he can make different types of claims and just a bunch of different stuff. Now, Sam Harris, I've given him a lot of credit for being anti-Trump because people like himself, especially, people in the intellectual dark web, was him, Joe Rogan, the Weinstein brothers, Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, and I think that's it, but there might be a few others. They are not very critical of Trump, really, if at all, right? If at all. So he did an interview. I don't know which publication he did the interview with, but here's a quote of what he said. It says, quote, "If I have any disagreement with Jordan on this front, it does come down to, as far as I know, he has said very little in criticism of Trump, which may signify nothing. But it strikes me as peculiar, and I know his fan base is filled with Trump supporters, and he's done far less than I have to make it uncomfortable for the Trump supporters in his fan base." So Sam Harris, I've also seen a podcast from him where he was reflecting on the fact that there were a bunch of people who responded negatively to one of his pieces criticizing religion, and so he sort of made that clear and came out and said, "Hey, I'm not religious, so you should probably know that about me." But again, I give Sam a lot of credit for going after Donald Trump because it's something that Jordan Peterson hasn't really done, and I really haven't seen any of it, but we all know why. It's the same reason why Dave Rubin doesn't criticize Trump, is because once they start coming out with these actual criticisms of Donald Trump, like these solid, legitimate, bold criticisms of Donald Trump, what you're talking about is you're just going to see a massive drop in patrons and donors and fans in general, because they're going to get really angry if you start criticizing them. And I would actually I would classify Jordan Peterson as the Christian Deepak Chopra, just saying really random shit that really doesn't mean anything in a lot of cases, and it's just really all wishy-washy, changing definitions of words. It's really cringy. But here's also what Sam went on to also say: "That's a choice I don't totally understand. That's a choice I don't support. I think if you're at all committed to the truth, science." He has to make a distinction here with truth. He says scientific or any other form of truth, "to not have noticed that the current occupant of the Oval Office has done more to harm the public notion of truth than any person in living memory. That seems a strange omission. So it will be interesting to discover if there's any daylight between the two of us on the topic of Trump when we're there." So I don't know if they ended up talking about Donald Trump. I know that there was a lot of backlash from fans of both Peterson and Sam, and this also dated back to outrage from fans of Matt Dillahunty and Jordan Peterson being mad at paying burn philosophy, because I don't know what they're doing, but they do these weird things where, I remember with the Matt Dillahunty thing, they made it only patron exclusive, so you had to become a patron to watch it, which is kind of ridiculous. But I think they're doing something similar with this. They took it down, and you have to find these strict download links or whatever like that. It's annoying. Just do it on a different format. Do it on a different platform, whether it be, I dare say, the Rubin Report. I mean, just do wherever, or Joe Rogan's podcast, although that's not as well set, I would say. But I would like to see what Jordan Peterson really has to say there. I know that I've seen Jordan Peterson he sort of gave Trump a little bit of breathing room by saying that, normally politicians just lie out in the open, but now it's just more, or they usually lie, behind closed doors, and it's more thought out and well processed, but now Trump is just slinging through the roof. So I don't find that to be a satisfactory response by any means, shape, or form. And, we all know why Jordan Peterson's not going out after Trump, because he's going to lose a lot of fans and patrons if he does so.